Morning, guys. Welcome back to Ironside Ranch. It is early today. I think it's like 5 right now. I've been going since 4 o'clock this morning. We got livestock going to the butcher today, so it just makes a long day. I got to be in town later this afternoon. Got a big job site there to work at, so it's just a little tired right now. But hey, real quick, guys, if you are at all interested in some firearms training, I just want to let you guys know, if you haven't been keeping up, we did get our range done here. We are now opening up firearms training, so it's Timberline Inspection is my other business. It's timberlinetacticaltraining.com. And we're going to be going over lots of different fundamentals. So we've got multiple levels of classes there. So this is kind of our new business venture that we're opening up. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. So like I said, just check us out if you're in the area. We'd love to work with you guys a little bit on it. Now, here's what I really want to talk about is I want to talk about real estate market, and that there's some sharks in the water right now. So I'll post the article down below, but there is a real estate company and a brokerage, right? So for those of you that don't live in the real estate world, let me kind of tell you how this works. You have real estate agents. Those real estate agents generally work under a brokerage. They have to have somebody with a broker's license, which is, kind of supposed to be a more experienced realtor. Basically, they take a little bit higher exam. In Alabama, I think they only have to be a realtor for 2 years before they get their broker's license. So, it's not always the most experienced realtor, but depending on which offices we work with, some of them have phenomenal brokers that are super, super knowledgeable. Been doing this a long time, and I would say most brokers fall into that category. Not all, but a lot of them do. And so the brokerages set a lot of the rules for the agents and how they have to do business. But as a general rule, because the agents fall under this 1099 bracket, the brokerage can't be too specific with it. They can't, mandate this much stuff. And so they because of that, the brokerages have kind of their hands tied. But they can still put together some basic guidelines and says, hey, here's the commission splits that we offer at our brokerage. Here's the benefits that we offer at our brokerage to try to get agents in, et cetera, et cetera. And one of the benefits that they'll offer is leads and lead generation services. And most of those I've seen from brokerages tend to be kind of garbage, unless you're with like a bigger office like a Keller Williams or Realty South or somebody like that, ERA King, somebody that has a large enough brand name that people actually call into the office to find agents. In that sense, you can try to get some from the office, depending. But the thing about it is that most people don't pick their real estate agent by the brokerage name. That's something that realtors think that people do that nobody actually ever does. People pick their realtor based on who they know, who was recommended to them, who whether they're doing it off the Google reviews or whatever. That's how they get it. And so what ends up happening then? So you get an agent to sell your house, and that you found this agent, through whatever, friends, family, maybe you Google reviewed or whatever it is. That's how you found this agent. Well, there's this real estate agency, and what they're doing is very, very low. It's a very, very poor tactic, and it probably truthfully going to put them out of business at some point in time. It was a good money-making scheme, but what they've done is they have said, okay, so we'll list your house, or we'll represent you as a buyer, and we'll help you buy a house. And at closing, I'm going to give you $2,500 cash, which, by the way, in most places is illegal. The realtors can't give you cash for cash back at the closing, but somehow wherever they're at, they were able to do this. I don't fully understand the details of their contractual obligations there. And by the way, I am not a real estate agent, guys. My wife is. We both work in real estate. I'm a licensed inspector, and so we kind of go hand in hand. But and I've been in this industry for a while, but I am not an agent. But anyways. So they say, we'll give you $2,500. And for that $2,500, you sign on this contract that it was either 50 or 80 years. For the next 50 or 80 years, that brokerage has exclusive rights to list that property. And apparently, from the comments I was reading on this, that is tied to the deed paperwork, which means that it actually could continue past that first person. So even though you go to sell it, somebody else who buys it from you may also be tied to that, which was kind of an interesting thing. And I don't know, again, how that's going to work out, because then you're taking free market choice away from somebody. So I'm not sure what the courts will decide on that. But this is a very scummy tactic, and the only reason people are stupid enough to sign this is, generally speaking, is because they're not reading their contracts, and most people don't read their real estate contracts. Madeline and I've read enough of them, we can tend to thumb through them, but generally people don't read their real estate contracts. It's just reality. They trust the lawyers to do it all, and most people, the vast majority of people, just go in there and sign, and they blindly sign. And so if you don't understand what you're signing, you can really wind yourself up in some trouble. And if you don't review what you're signing, if you don't make sure like their name's correct, because that happens a lot actually, where something is wrong and then the deed gets recorded incorrectly, and then you're in kind of a jam trying to fix it. So this real estate company does all this stuff, this kind of scummy stuff, to try to get people to continually list with them, to where they're contractually obligated. If they don't do it, they have to pay like a $20,000 fine. It's a pretty expensive mistake to have made. And we'll see where the court cases lie on it. I don't know if it's going to be enforceable or not. I'd be surprised if the whole thing is enforceable, but at the end of the day, these people are adults that signed a legally binding contract, and whether the courts enforce it or not is, they were still stupid enough to sign it. I feel bad for them, because again, most people don't read those contracts, and I shouldn't say stupid enough to sign it, because the fact is that a lot of people just sign contracts like that, right? How many of you have actually read through iPhone's terms and conditions? None of us have, okay? We all just sign it and press the thing, and then I agree. It's because it's 500 pages long, and we couldn't make heads or tails of it anyways, because it's spoken in a foreign language. Okay, so what is this telling us? This is telling us that there's blood in the water. Now, there's part of me that says, okay, this is just another scam company. These guys pop up every day. And then there's a big part of me that says, this is a real estate company that sees what's coming down the pipeline. This is a real estate company that is trying to get ahead of things and trying to create that continual revenue source for their business. And if you think about it, when you have a business, a repeat customer, continual revenue source, subscription services, etc., are generally going to be valued at about 6 times the going rate of somebody that's a one-time customer. So our business is very difficult to get subscription services set up with. That's why we would, and so our customers are worth a lot less than a customer that signs a 5-year contract, or that's just on a subscription service for $10 a month even. Those are worth a lot more to somebody potentially purchasing a business. So it's good business sense in the idea of trying to get this set up. It's scummy tactics, but it's good business sense in trying to get this set up. Nobody would agree to this if they understood that. Nobody would sign a 50 or an 80-year contract on this. Yeah, you might sign 10 years. If I sell it in 10 years, you'll get the listing. But nobody, a 50 or an 80-year contract, please. Anyways, so this is this is kind of a scummy tactic, and it's just showing us that there's a lot of sharks in the water out there. As there's a lot of people that will do some very, very low things, hiding things from you in a document to try to get you to sign your life away and help them get their net worth established. Remember, a lot of people make their millions in depressions and in recessions, but the problem that we have to remember, and the thing that we have to keep in mind with this, not everybody does it legally, not everybody does it morally, and certainly not everybody does it ethically. So you're gonna have people out there, you're gonna have these sharks in the water that are swimming around trying to pick off the easy prey. So don't be an easy prey. Pay attention to what you're doing. Be vigilant, be diligent with your paperwork, and make sure that nobody is able to take advantage of you. Your car's warranty is not going to expire. I'm just telling you right now, get the calls. That's a scam. So, okay, guys, I really appreciate y'all watching. I got to get back to work. I got to go get these cows to the butcher. So I am exhausted. I'm going to have some more coffee. Love y'all. See you later.